She tells me. She's from Singapore. It causes husbands and wives to separate. Remember, and here, this is important, you may not see eye to eye on every issue. Therefore, be sure to discuss how you will handle your differences so that you can maintain a happy and peaceful atmosphere. One big difference is, how do you raise your children? And the husband comes from one family where they used to beat and quarrel and curse. And the wife comes from a family where they're loving and kind and they talk and reason. And now here you are together. How do you? Because when the wife starts to beat and to curse the children, not the wife, the husband, because that's what he used to, what does the wife do? And when the wife who's used to reasoning and is talking to the children, and the husband thinks she's too soft and she's not handling it well enough, how do you handle it? These things are good to discuss before. And before the children come. Okay. Let me just, there are a few things. I'll just end with this one. One of their examples. They were married and they had 2 cars. And her car broke down. So Mrs. Dollar's car broke down. And Creflo says he was just excited because he was going to be able to show her that he could repair her car. He says it was an opportunity for me to provide in this manner. My plan was simply to fix her car and to look like a hero in the process. But he said she had her own plan. She called her father. When I told her what I was going to do, she said, "Oh, that's okay. I already spoke to my dad and he's going to take care of it." He said he was shocked. How could she do this to me? I was her husband. So I told her, "You'd better call back your father and tell him to forget it because I'm going to take care of your car. I'm your husband and I'm supposed to handle these matters." After she got off the phone with her father, I said to her, "Please don't you ever do this again." To this day, I'm the first person that she comes to now with her problems. What? Yeah. I mean, she was so used. So it's adjusting. Time of adjusting. If that's his responsibility, he's to take care of that. If he can't, then he's supposed to provide somewhere else. Okay, maybe he can ask her father. He'll feel better doing that. Then it's her car. But you see, when she was her father's daughter living in her father's house, oh yeah, she's still her father's daughter. When she lived under her father's jurisdiction, the father's the one she would go to. And now she's married, she has to change now to her husband. If the father's a mechanic, I'm sure her husband would know, and the husband, if he can't fix it, he will take the car. Give him the honor to be able to take her car to be fixed. Yes? Right. She wasn't aware that that would hurt him. She wasn't aware now that her husband is the one responsible for these matters. And so it was a learning process. Since after that, she never did it again. He put a stop to it. So he could have been the husband that kept it in and got mad with her, because you have husbands like that too. Why she went to call her father, I'm here, blah, 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 blah. But he doesn't say anything, so she doesn't know. Any questions? Comments? Yes?
Where the husband grew up with the beating and the cussing out the children when it comes to discipline, and the wife is easy talking and so on. Maybe if they not agree to do things or discipline the children the way they were disciplined when they grew up, and just find a common ground and discipline the children together instead of disciplining the children the way they used to be disciplined as children when they were growing up.
That would be the better thing to do, the best thing to do. However, it's difficult because you were brought up this way, and often you discipline and train your children the way you were brought up. So there should be an agreement, okay, how we're going to do it. And then what you should always adhere to. If the husband is disciplining the child in the way that you do not agree with, or vice versa, never, ever, in front of your child, disagree on that. Because the child then has an idea, okay, they don't agree, so I can get by and know who to play up, and Al just sounds like you are guilty. So it's important that you try to find a common ground that both of you can agree on how to discipline your children. However, if it happens that he is still disciplining in such a way that you disagree with, never, ever disagree with one another in front of your children. You're undermining the respect of that particular parent. All right, so we're getting there. We're getting to the point where we're going to be talking about the successful family. We have you all married, and now we're looking at the relationships within the family. Shall we stand at this time?